Yes, my name is Zhigang Qi, and from Taiwan. The Taiwanese architecture culture, I think there are two main trends. One is focus on modernism, the old modernism architecture, and the other is more like digital driven. But I think both of them are primarily focused on built project. So I think what's missing is actually the paper architecture here in Taiwan. I think there's actually lacking the general communication between those individuals who are working on paper architecture, because those parts actually is being neglected from the major architecture scene at this point. But I think, so basically people are working on it by themselves, individually, and more often happens in the school. But even though in the school, I think it's far from enough to generate the public interest of a pure architecture thinking. I think at this point, people at my age group, like Zheng Wei and myself, and like Lion, a Spanish architect in Taiwan, and Hideki is a Japanese architect in Taiwan, based in Taiwan. I think those are also Wu Jiafang. She taught at AA and Ohio State before, and she's also teaching at Danjiang right now. I think all of them are working on, more or less working on paper architecture, that kind of approach. But I think none of us has done enough. I think my own work is a little bit independent from the major Taiwanese architecture scene. It's more like your project is linked, actually tighter to the United States architecture scene. However, I think there's a chance here, because right now I'm the director of systems design at Danjiang University. So actually the entire group, the entire program is gradually being transformed into a more experimental academic architecture group, and we have 15 faculties to work together to transform the entire group. So I think I see a good chance that good things is happening right now. In my own work, I think one thing I love about my own work is actually similar to yours. I actually started to bring people in here to talk about our work, to exchange ideas. Right now I'm writing a book titled Impromptu Architecture. So that's the trend, what I see. Maybe it's very important for the next step, because I think the boundary, how we define the boundary. Architecture to me is about how we define the boundary. And I think it started changing because the digital information started to change our societies. It's all emphasis on the relationship between people and people, and people environment. For instance, the impromptu space, a large installation, which people has to step on that installation and walk hand in hand, two people at once, and the machine was started to transform. So the entire experience will be changed throughout this 15 meters process, you feel mentally, both mentally and physically, strongly tied with your partner who walk through the path or aisle with you, which I think is.
But there's also an idea about mischievous, being mischievous. Can you also talk about misbehavior?
Yeah, I think that actually I a little bit hesitate to use misbehavior for that. I think it's a precise observation, but I think that the misbehavior is compared to our normal behavior. It's because people's normal behavior basically is senseless. When you do things you normally don't think, when you started to think, your behavior will be different. Then other people look at you, will see weird people are maybe we're all living in a funny way. I guess that's the main thing. And I think one major thing among our works is it has to be playful. So once people started to interact, once people are started to play, the only thing is the calculated uncertainty, which I think is extremely important to our work. And that uncertainty produced the humor. I mean, people, started to notice their everyday living, the details of their everyday livings, and feel fun about it, or capture the happiness moment about it. So I think that's the most important thing I value to my work, and which tie back to the impromptu space idea.